Now that the smoke is cleared from the fires, you should make sure that the ash and heat aren't having a lasting impact on your car. And of course, our auto guy, Brian Bowersock of West Escondido Auto, is here to make sure that you know what you need to do to protect your paint job.
Absolutely. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So what should people be thinking about? Is this something that can have a long-lasting impact as far as just the ash, say, certainly the heat, but the ash?
Well, obviously you want to get the ash and any fallout. I mean, a lot of stuff that's burned and in the air and coming down has some acidic value to it. Basically get the car washed, get it cleaned up, things like that, and get the stuff off your car just like you would with anything else.
But does it come off just with one wash, or is it because it is so concentrated, can it take a few washes just to get it off?
It could take a few washes, but basically because stuff's still coming out of the air, still getting on your vehicle. You know, we had some people email in and ask questions about this, so that's why we're talking about it today. And so basically keeping your car washed in the next few weeks, keeping the stuff off of it, can protect the clear coat and things like that on it.
So maybe be a little more tenacious than you would regularly. If it's starting to get a little dirty, go ahead and just give it a wash.
Correct. It's a great idea.
Now, any of these products particularly good for that?
Actually, Eagle One products are really good for it. There are several other really good products, though, out on the market. You know, you get a good car wash, a wax, things like that really help protect the exterior of your vehicle.
All right, and then what about the heat, though? That seems like that certainly can have a much bigger impact and longer lasting.
Correct. We've had a few vehicles in. What we're recommending to folks, if your vehicle was close to a fire, obviously mechanically and electrically and everything on it needs to be checked out first before, you know, we've seen cars that have actually bubbled paint that we checked out. Everything mechanical and electrical was okay. A few cars with warped rims that were close to fires. And then we've actually been sending them for the body work over to good folks right around the corner from us, Collisions Plus in Escondido, and they've been working with the insurance company to take care of any cosmetic kind of stuff with them.
Because I would think it almost has to be a specialty sort of thing. Yes, you deal with accidents all the time, a body shop, but dealing with heat, it's a kind of a whole different issue.
Correct. You want to check really close. I mean, as far as mechanically, has there been any wire damage? You know, the tires, we've seen a couple cars with tire cords that are starting to separate, rims warped, things like that. There's a lot of intense heat when a car sits close to a fire.
So things that may not initially grab your attention could really be damaged and be a problem down the road, it sounds like.
Correct, and that's why we're recommending that a customer that's had that kind of problem. And we've looked at a few vehicles. You know, we check them out mechanically, check all the tires, electrical systems, all that. Make sure that's fine before you send the vehicle to have cosmetic repair done to it, and get that all taken care of first.
And what usually seems to be impacted the most? See, I would not have thought about the tires separating because you're going to look at them and probably not notice that. Is it the paint, the tires, or just kind of the whole thing?
Well, depending on how close the car got to a fire, obviously we're talking about cars that didn't get burned up but were close to a fire. Paint usually gets affected. If you have alloy rims, they tend to get affected. Extreme heat's not really good on them. And of course the rubber on the tires, the heat's really hard on them.
Now, does the ash have any impact on your windshield wipers? I know we've talked in the past how, you know, just the regular heat from the sun and that sort of thing, but can it help to break down that rubber? Is that something we need to watch out for too?
Yes, and it does. And also, it's not only the ash, but everything that's fallen out, the grit and stuff like that on the windshield. So, you know, if your wipers are starting to smear, it's a good time to replace them too.
All right, so main thing is wash that car a little more often than you might otherwise, and then if you do have damage, really get it checked out to make sure it's going to be okay for the long term.
Correct. We strongly recommend to get it checked out really well before you have the body repair fixed on it, the bubbled paint or anything like that. Make sure that it's a safe car, because insurance companies obviously are working with people really well to make sure they're taken care of in these instances.
So then you may not even want to get the paint job fixed if the wiring has multiple problems.
Yeah, the main thing, because if there's too many mechanical or electrical issues or anything like that's been affected from the fire, the car could be a total, obviously, before you even do any of that.
And you would never know unless you had a professional check it out.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks so much for the information. And see, people will write in and have questions, and then we have a segment about it. So thanks for writing in. If you have more questions for Brian, just drop him an email. The link is on our website at fox6.com. Just click on to Hot Topic.